Hello everyone, today I'm going to tell you what solid state drives are, or SSDs. As you can see in my Windows 8 and Windows 7 dual boot tutorial, in ESUS Partition Master there's a little option for optimize for SSD, and if you don't know what an SSD is, you can watch this video to learn out what it is. But if you already do know what an SSD is, you probably don't want to watch this video because I'm basically going to explain what it is. So, and the main difference between an SSD and a hard drive is that there are no moving parts in the SSD, therefore majorly increasing speed and prolonging life. Also, when you have an SSD and you install your operating system to it, you can have boot times as quick as 7 seconds. Also, when you log in, you can pretty much open any application instantly. Like if you log in and then you're waiting for like Firefox or Chrome to open, it just takes forever. Yeah, you can just really open them really quickly. Also, Windows 8 is also, if you have an SSD with Windows 8 on it, it can go even faster than an SSD with Windows 7 on it. Also, basically, like I said before, if you're ever normally opening an application, they open lightning fast, like something like Photoshop. So, and if you want an SSD or you're planning to get one, you're going to need a SATA 3 or 6 gigabit a second port on your motherboard, just so you know. The price for an SSD can be pretty pricey, depending on how much space you want. They're more expensive as the space goes up, but they're getting more and more popular every year, so the prices are going down really quick. And if you are going to get an SSD, or you're planning to get one, you have to plan out your setup. And what people usually do is that since the SSDs come in small sizes, like 128 gigs, most people install their operating system to their SSD and have programs and games stored on their larger hard drive. Like my setup is that I have Windows 7 on my 128 gig SSD, and then a ton of games and programs and other things on my 1 terabyte hard drive. There's also a thing called hybrid drives, which are another option, and they're a mix between hard drives and solid states, so they're kind of fast and they have more storage than SSDs. So here's a little table of speeds. As you can see, the SSD has a smaller capacity, only 240 gigs. The hard drive is Intel 520 series SSD, Western Digital WD Black hard drive, and a Seagate Momentus XT hybrid drive. So the hard drive has 500 gig storage, the hybrid drive has 750 gigs. The price for the SSD is pretty pricey, $229. The hard drive is only $72, and the hybrid drive is $134, pretty much right in the middle. So the first boot up time for the SSD is 12 seconds, for the hard drive 20 seconds, for the hybrid drive 20 seconds. The third boot up time for the SSD, 9 seconds, hard drive 21 seconds, hybrid drive 12 seconds. The max read speed for the SSD is 456 megabytes a second, which is crazy fast compared to the hard drive at only 122 megabytes, and the hybrid the slowest at 106 megabytes a second. The SSD max write speed is 241 megabytes a second, really fast. Hard drive 119 megabytes a second, and the hybrid drive 114 megabytes a second. By the way, the Western Digital WD Black hard drive is a really fast hard drive. It's one of the fastest Western Digital hard drives, so that just puts into perspective how freaking fast SSDs are. So yeah, that pretty much ends this video right here. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions or anything, just ask me in the comments and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible.